Sanskrit literature can be classified under 6 orthodox heads and 4 secular heads. The 6 orthodox sections form the authoritative scriptures of the Hindus. The 4 secular sections embody the later developments in classical Sanskrit literature. The 6 scriptures are I. Srutis, 2. Smritis, 3. Itihasas, 4. Puranas, v. Agamas and 6. Darsanas. The 4 secular writings are I. Subhashitas, 2. Kavyas, 3. Natakas and 4. Alankaras. The Sruti and the Smriti are the 2 authoritative sources of Hinduism. Sruti literally means what is heard, and Smriti means what is remembered. Sruti is revelation and Smriti is tradition. Upanishad is a Sruti. Bhagavad Gita is a Smriti. Sruti is direct experience. Great rishis heard the eternal truths of religion and left a record of them for the benefit of posterity. These records constitute the Vedas. Hence, Sruti is primary authority. Smriti is a recollection of that experience. Hence, it is secondary authority. The Smritis or Dharmasastras also are books written by sages, but they are not the final authority. If there is anything in a Smriti which contradicts the Sruti, the Smriti is to be rejected. The term Veda comes from the root vid, to know. The word Veda means knowledge. When it is applied to scripture, it signifies a book of knowledge. The Vedas are the foundational scriptures of the Hindus. The Veda is the source of the other 5 sets of scriptures, even of the secular and the materialistic. The Veda is the storehouse of Indian wisdom and is a memorable glory which man can never forget till eternity. The Veda is divided into 4 great books, the Rig Veda, the Yajur Veda, the Samaveda and the Atharva Veda. The Yajur Veda is again divided into 2 parts, the Sukla and the Krishna. The Krishna or the Taittiriya is the older book and the Sukla or the Vahasanya is a later revelation to sage Yajnavalkya from the resplendent sun god. The Rig Veda is divided into 21 sections, the Yajur Veda into 109 sections, the Samaveda into 1000 sections and the Atharva Veda into 50 sections. In all, the whole Veda is thus divided into 1180 recensions. Each Veda consists of 4 parts, the mantrasamhitas or hymns, the Brahmanas or explanations of mantras or rituals, the Aranyakas and the Upanishads. The division of the Vedas into 4 parts is to suit the 4 stages in a man's life. The mantrasamhitas are hymns in praise of the Vedic God for attaining material prosperity here and happiness hereafter. They are metrical poems comprising prayers, hymns, and incantations addressed to various deities, both subjective and objective. The mantra portion of the Vedas is useful for the brahmacharins. The Brahmana portions guide people to perform sacrificial rites. They are prose explanations of the method of using the mantras in the yajna or the sacrifice. The Brahmana portion is suitable for the householders. The Aranyakas are the forest books, the mystical sylvan texts which give philosophical interpretations of the rituals. The Aranyakas are intended for the vanaprasthas or hermits who prepare themselves for taking sannyasa. The Upanishads are the most important portion of the Vedas. The Upanishads contain the essence or the knowledge portion of the Vedas. The philosophy of the Upanishads is sublime, profound, lofty, and soul-stirring. The Upanishads speak of the identity of the individual soul and the Supreme Soul. They reveal the most subtle and deep spiritual truths. The Upanishads are useful for the sannyasins. The subject matter of the whole Veda is divided into Karmakanda, Upasanakanda, and Jnanakanda. The Karmakanda or ritualistic section deals with various sacrifices and rituals. The Upasanakanda or worship section deals with various kinds of worship or meditation. The Jnanakanda or knowledge section deals with the highest knowledge of Nirguna Brahman. The mantras and the Brahmanas constitute Karmakanda, the Aranyakas Upasanakanda, and the Upanishads Jnanakanda. The Upanishads are the concluding portions of the Vedas or the end of the Vedas. The teaching based on them is called Vedanta. The Upanishads are the gist and the goal of the Vedas. They form the very foundation of Hinduism. There are as many Upanishads to each Veda as there are sakas, branches or recensions, i.e., 21, 109, 1050 respectively to the four Vedas, the Rig Veda, the Yajur Veda, the Samaveda and the Atharva Veda. There are four Upa Vedas or subsidiary Vedas, viz., the Aya Veda, the Dhanurveda, the Gandharva Veda and the Arthasastra, forming auxiliaries to the four Vedas, which mean, respectively, the science of health, the science of war, the science of music and the science of polity. There are 6 Angas or explanatory limbs, to the Vedas, the Siksha and Vyakarana of Panini, the Chandas of Pingalacharya, the Nirukta of Yaska, the Jyotisha of Garga, and the Kalpas, Srata, Grihaya, Dharma, and Sulba, belonging to the authorship of various rishis. Siksha is a knowledge of phonetics. Siksha deals with pronunciation and accent. The text of the Vedas is arranged in various forms or padas. The Padapatha gives each word its separate form. The Kramapatha connects the word in pairs. Vyakarana is Sanskrit grammar. Panini's books are most famous. Without knowledge of Vyakarana, you cannot understand the Vedas. Chandas is meter dealing with prosody. Nirukta is philology or etymology. Jyotisha is astronomy and astrology. It deals with the movements of the heavenly bodies, planets, etc., and their influence in human affairs. Kalpa is the method of ritual. The Srutis Sutras which explain the ritual of sacrifices belong to Kalpa. The Sulba Sutras, which treat of the measurements which are necessary for laying out the sacrificial areas, also belong to Kalpa. The Grihaya Sutras which concern domestic life, and the Dharma Sutras which deal with ethics, customs, and laws, also belong to Kalpa. The Itihasas give us beautiful stories of absorbing interest and importance, through which all the fundamental teachings of Hinduism are indelibly impressed on one's mind. The laws of Smritis and the principles of the Vedas are stamped firmly on the minds of the Hindus through the noble and marvelous deeds of their great national heroes. We get a clear idea of Hinduism from these sublime stories. The common man cannot comprehend the high abstract philosophy of the Upanishads and the Brahma Sutras. Hence, the compassionate sages Valmiki and Vyasa wrote the Itihasas for the benefit of common people. The same philosophy is presented with analogies and parables in a tasteful form to the common run of mankind. The 2 well-known Itihasas, histories, are the epics, Mahakavyas, Ramayana, and Mahabharata. They are 2 very popular and useful sastras of the Hindus. The Ramayana was written by the sage Valmiki, and the Mahabharata by Vyasa.